Hello to you, it's Carly from Learn English with Carly, and thank you in advance for watching today. Remember to press the subscribe button to receive updates of all new videos in future. A man and a woman were sitting across from me. The man was American, but I think that the woman was British. Why do we use a or a in the first sentence, but then the in the second sentence? We use a first because this is the first time that we mention this man and woman. We then use the because our listener knows which man and which woman we are talking about, as we have already mentioned them. I get a lot of questions with learners wondering when to use the and when to use a. So I have put together 10 tips to help you get to grips with uses of the. Tip number 1. We use the when we are thinking of one specific thing. Compare these two sentences. Tim sat down on a chair. Perhaps he sat on one of many chairs in a room. Tim sat down on the chair nearest the door. We know exactly which chair Tim sat on, the one next to the door. It was a specific chair, one specific thing. Tip number 2. We use the when it is clear in the situation which thing or person we mean. Can you shut the door, please? We know that I mean the door in the room that we are in. I took a taxi to the station. We know that we mean the station that is in the particular town or city or village that we live in. As a side note, we usually say the bank or the post office, the doctors, the theatre, the hospital, the cinema when telling someone where we are going or what we're doing, because we usually know which bank or post office or cinema or theatre that we are referring to. Tip number 3. We use the when there is only one of something. For example, what is the longest river in the world? There is only one longest river. What is the latest time you go to bed? There is only one latest time. I'm going to London at the end of the month. There is only one end of a month. Ottawa is the capital of Canada. There is only one capital city of a country. The earth goes around the sun. There is only one earth and one sun. Tip number 4. We always say the cinema, the theatre and the radio. I go to the theatre a lot, but I haven't been to the cinema for ages. I listen to the radio every day. However, whenever we use the word television, such as I watch television every evening, we do not use the word the. We only use the word the when we are talking about the actual television set. For example, can you turn off the TV, please? Tip number 5. We always use the with the sky, the sea, the ocean, the ground, and the environment. But with space, we say space when we are referring to the space in the universe, but the space if we are referring to a specific area of space. Let's compare. There are millions of stars in space. I live in a small flat and the space is just too small. Remember, in British English we say flat. Canadians and Americans tend to use the word apartment. Tip number 6. We use the with names of waterways such as oceans, seas, rivers, gulfs, channels and canals. Let's compare. The Pacific Ocean, the Caribbean Sea, the Amazon, the Nile, the Gulf of Mexico, the English Channel, the Panama Canal. Tip number 7. We use the with plural names of people and places. For example, with names of groups of people, for example, the Beatons, By this, I mean the Beaten family, with places including countries such as the Netherlands, the Philippines, the United States, and groups of islands such as the Bahamas, the Maldives. We also use the with mountain ranges such as the Rocky Mountains, the Alps. Tip number 8, don't use the with names of people, continents, cities, towns, villages, or most countries. We do use the with countries that end in republic, kingdom, or states. For example, the Czech Republic, the United Kingdom, the United States. Tip number 9. When using the compass points north, south, east and west, we do use the following: the north of England, the south of Spain, the east of Canada, the west of Scotland. Likewise, when merging the compass points, we use the southeast of England, the northeast of Scotland, the southwest of Ireland, and the northwest of America. But if you use northern, southern, eastern, or western, don't use the. Sweden is in northern Europe, but Spain is in the south. And finally, tip number 10. We use the before the word same, as in the same. Your jumper is the same colour as mine. Note that Brits always use the word jumper, but Canadians and Americans tend to use the word sweater. Note that the spelling of colour is also in British English here. Americans omit the letter U to spell colour. Are these essays the same? I have the same jacket as you. We have come to the end of my 10 tips for using the. This is a lot of information to take in, so rewatch this video a few times, pause it and take notes where necessary of the 10 tips about the that you didn't already know. Let me know if you have any comments or questions about using the word the, and I'll see you next time.